Good morning, or good afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. Maybe you're joining us from Spain as you're live at the game right now. Welcome to the IDP Plus Start Sit Show for Week 11. We're here to answer your questions for both offense and IDP to help bring you home to victory this week. I am your host, Ricky Rodriguez. You can find me at RickyRod66 on X. I am joined by my partner in crime, the IDP savant, Mr. Shawn T. You can find Shawn at 8386. We're happy to be here with you on Sunday, November 16th. Shawn, the 11th weekend of the NFL regular season. It is going by fast. The last week of the regular season for like Scotch Fish Bowl, for those that are in that, by the way, and about half of those 5,000 are about to get eliminated at the end of this week.
I need 2 wins. I can lock it up to date. I need the win, and I got to beat the median, and I'm in. So
that's This I sent Shawn my lineup yesterday, and I showed him that I've had Garrett Wilson, now Marvin Harrison, Jalen Reed, Joe Burrow. So I'm fighting for a playoff spot. I need to get it on points, basically, and it's not looking good. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with some of the key injury news and notes. Let's talk about who specifically is in or out. Ernest Jones is in. DeMarvion Overshown is in. Let's start with Ernest Jones. Shawn, do you expect him to start in his normal role? And with the type of game that Tyrese Knight had last week, do you expect Drake Thomas or Tyrese Knight to start next to him?
Yeah, this is a pretty important game today against the Rams. And him being a former Ram, I guarantee he's playing that full game. So Ernest Jones, I'm good with. I think he's fine to start. I do think we see a little more split between Thomas and Knight this week. After what Knight did, forcing those fumbles, he racked up a bunch of tackles. Now, that's from IDP perspective. I didn't watch the game. I don't know how he looked NFL-wise, so I may be over-speculating here, but it kind of felt like he earned some extra playing time here in the coaches' talk.
So are you trusting Thomas or Knight to play them right now, or you're hoping you have other options right now?
I'm hoping I have other options. There's only 2 teams on a bye this week, so there's a good chance I can get around them too. But if I'm in a deep league and I got to have them, I'm probably going to start both of them. I do feel better about Thomas than I do Knight, but I do think Knight's going to get a little more playing time.
Okay. I could see a little bit of a platoon situation as there. I'm right there with you. Moving over to the Cowboys, I talked about DeMarvion and Overshown being in. Of course, Logan Wilson is in. And one of our colleagues, Mike Wohlert, tweeted out that he saw every one of them, Overshown, Wilson, Murray, and Shamar James, and Maris Lufau, all wearing the green dot at different points in practice.
He's probably having a stroke.
Yeah, exactly. Mike is probably having a stroke. But I expect, one reporter said that Overshown would probably be on a snap count if he plays. So do you think this is just going to be an ugly 4-man rotation this first week? And of course, it's the Monday night game on top of that. I'm feeling, Shawn, that I don't want to play any of those 4 this week unless I'm absolutely desperate, because I just think it'll be this ugly rotation the first week. And then the next week is when I think we'll see things shake out. Your thoughts on the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-man rotation. Lufau, I think, is the odd man out for me. I think James has got a pretty good role. Overshown.
Do you think Murray's going to be completely out?
No, I don't. I think Murray and James are going to split, and if Overshown's on a snap count, he'll come off, and it will go back to Murray and James more. I don't see Lufau doing a whole lot.
What about Logan Wilson?
Logan Wilson, that's a good point. I have no idea what to expect out of Logan Wilson. I think he's another. Yeah, it's getting messy. I think the week after this will be Wilson and Overshown.
Agreed. But for this week, I worry about Wilson and Murray being a platoon and James and Overshown being a platoon, and I think it's ugly for all of them. So lots of ugliness here. Now,
Yeah.
one more ugliness to potentially discuss. Of course, I talked about it on the IDP show that recorded Tuesday night. So, but for those that might be new, if you haven't checked out the IDP Advice Show, recorded on Tuesday night, we released it Wednesday morning. My man Shawn will be able to join us this coming Tuesday, which is great news, folks. So more you will probably tune in now that Shawn will be back.
Yeah, both of them.
Um, but but I talked about Alex Singleton, and prayers out to anybody that has cancer, folks. And I went to church last night and prayed for all the cancer folks. But with Singleton out, a lot of people are speculating that Sternert is going to wear the green dot. Now it's all speculation. I haven't seen anything from the Broncos staff. Regardless of who wears the green dot, do you think Sternert's going to play more snaps, or do you think Greenlaw's going to play more snaps?
I think we see them both play almost a full game. This is another big matchup where they need them both. Um, Against the Chiefs here, this is a big game, so they're going to need both of them out there. I expect both of them to play almost full time role. Started, I believe he's the green dot guy. He's pretty much earned it as well as he's played this year. His ability to blitz, get sacks, and all that stuff too. So, and Greenlaw's just flies all over the place. So as long as he's healthy, he'll be out there as well. They're going to need them both. So yeah, fire them both up.
Very interesting. I I'm a little bit more nervous after Sternert only played 10% of the snaps last week and Greenlaw 67. So I'm wondering if
Who
it
else are
could.
they going to put in?
Well, they're going to play a lot of two linebacker situation, and excuse me, and let me rephrase that. They'll have only at times one single linebacker, and the question is which one. So one of them is going to play 90ish%. One of them is going to play 70%. I just don't know which. So
If Greenlaw is in that lesser role, he's so efficient, he'll make up for it. So I expect Greenlaw to outproduce Sternad either way.
okay,
But I
all
do
right,
think
that's great.
Sternad's on the field more. But Greenlaw is going to outproduce him. That's just the way he plays. Unless he
All
gets
right,
the
great
big
for you.
plays, the big sacks or something, that's going to be hard against Mahomes anyway. So
All right, let's hit a few more outs. TJ Edwards is out with a hand surgery and hamstring. No Sewell will be in. Mac Wilson is not only out, but he was put on injured reserve. So, depending on the deepness of your leagues, you may want to pick up Corey Simon. He'll be the green dot, appears for at least the next several weeks, at least four. Trevin Wallace is out. Claude and Charles will be in. Though Roseboom wear the green dot, we've seen that when Roseboom wears the green dot, he's not as an efficient tackler as when he is not wearing the green dot. Cole Holcomb is out once again. So one more question for you, Shawn. Peyton Wilson and Malik Harrison ended up platooning this past week. Do you expect that platoon to continue?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do think Wilson's still a good play this week, but I do see him splitting time with Harrison while Holcomb's out. Holcomb is out, so I do see Harrison getting some playing time. He's more of a thumper type guy, though. So if this game comes to shootout and later, I see Wilson being the better play, and I'm okay starting him in deep leagues.
In deep leagues, more as a like linebacker four almost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's just hit the defensive line real quick, and then we'll hit defense backs a little bit later. But Alex Highsmith out, Jonathan Grenard out, Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart out, including Stewart going on IR. Hassan Reddick is out again, which means Anthony Nelson will be getting the snaps. In Jonathan Grenard's place will be Dallas Turner as a side note, and Alex Highsmith's place will be Nick Herbig. Fire up Nick Herbig for sure.
Yes.
Leonard Floyd is out, which means Jalen Walker will get more snaps. Kayvon Thibodeau and Chauncey Golston are out. Maybe Abdul Carter will actually record some IDP stats, which he did not do the previous Sunday, even though he played a decent amount of snaps. Baron Browning out. Alex Wright out as well for the Cleveland Browns, as some people in deeper leagues have been relying on him. But with that, Shawn, let's go ahead and get to some questions. And
All right. Well, hold on. We're leapfrogging fantasy breakout.
fantasy breakout. All right.
Getting leapfrog. We got a super chatter.
Yeah, for those that aren't familiar with Super Chat, if you use the Super Chat capabilities, we will move you to the front of the line, and we definitely guarantee we will answer your question before the end of the show. Whereas there's been a few weeks we have not been able to get to them all. So that's how Super Chat works. You can take advantage of it. And OG did. So OG gets to go for a side fantasy breakout in Bird. Y'all get cut this time. And he needs 3 linebackers, 3 points per tackle, 15 points per sack. So this is a scoring system. OG has told us about in the past, and it's always good to give us a scoring system every single week. So he's got Eric Wilson, Drake Thomas, who we talked about just a bit ago, Dre Greenlaw, Barrett Carter, Servasia Dennis. So he needs 3 of these 5. The first one I think I'm taking out right off the bat based on what we talked about earlier is Drake Thomas with Ernest Jones active in this potential risk with Tyrese Knight. Would you
Yeah,
agree with that?
yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Taking Thomas out, I do have a lot of concerns. The tackle efficiency about Greenlaw makes him one of he's kind of a fringe here for me, but I think I like him this week. Uh, Barrett
Barrett,
Carter is a smash start. That's almost a given.
the only thing I want to call out about Barrett Carter, as I was reading some stats last night, and I'm cheating and looking at them right now, in terms of least favorites from a tackling perspective, and this is compliments of football guys. The Steelers are in the bottom 6 in terms of generating tackles in total.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers offense only generates about 44 tackles per game. So they are on the lower side. So just something to consider as we're talking about Barrett Carter. I still think I'm going to play him because I still think he will get a decent amount of tackles, but I'm not expecting as high an upside.
I'm seeing 8 to 12 tackles. I think he's right there with his normal, uh, with his average. In fact, when they played the Steelers just a few weeks ago, he had 12 tackles.
There you
So,
go. So
and as bad as that defense is, we just talked about the defensive line injuries. 2 of those guys were Bengals. So there's no pass rush. The Steelers are going to want to control the ball. It's supposed to be, I think, windy up there today. 19-mile-an-hour winds, 47 degrees, so not too cold, but it is supposed to be a little windy. A lot of 3 tight end sets, 2 tight end sets. It's just going to be a grinded up game. So I'm expecting Carter to do pretty well today. I have
all
no
right.
problem firing him up.
So Carter's in, Thomas is out. We need to pick 2 of the last 3.
I'm not quite
Of
sure.
course, Cervantes only had 1 tackle last week.
Yeah, but the Bills have been giving us pretty good points, pretty good amount of tackles to linebackers. And Eric Wilson isn't getting a whole lot of tackles, but he has a sack upside, and 15 points for a sack
Is huge. Yeah,
is
so
huge.
I'm with you. I've got to run with Eric Wilson given the scoring system as well because he's been getting sacks in our quarterback pressures. Those pressures can translate. That means they're blitzing him.
Yes.
So I love that upside. So we've got Carter, we got Eric Wilson. Now we're down to Greenlaw and Dennis. And I was starting to mention that Dennis only had 1 tackle last week. He's been very up or down. Greenlaw, we talked about the playing time earlier. I think I'm still rolling with Greenlaw over Dennis for this 3rd spot, Shawn.
I think
Shawn
I am.
doesn't agree with me by the
I
look
think
at his
I think I am too. I'm really trying to think about this because with Buffalo and Tampa Bay, they're in Buffalo. They're expecting a little bit of, I think it's high mile, 20-mile-an-hour winds, chances of snow, possible rain, maybe a mix. That makes me think it's going to be a lot more on the ground. Still taking Greenlaw. I'm going to take Greenlaw over Dennis.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going with Barrett Carter, Eric Wilson, Dre Greenlaw. Dennis is 4th. Thomas is 5th. OG, thanks for doing the super chat and good luck. And hopefully that works out well. The other thing we do with super chat, as you probably figured out, is we also spend more time discussing the options and all so that the submitter might hear something that they feel different in terms of where we land at the end. So based on our discussions. All right, fantasy breakout. Rank the following linebackers for this week. Caden Ellis, Foye Aluakan, Devin Lloyd, Carson Schlesinger, or Noah Gray. Not Noah Gray. I'm sorry. That would be the tight end. Cedric Gray for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh boy, Schlesinger number 1. Taking the rookie here.
You think there's going to be a lot of Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry, Lamar is going to run. Yeah, that's. I'm probably not benching Schlesinger again this season after him coming back after just a couple weeks with that ankle sprain and just balling out. He's earned his spot on my, and he's earned my trust. so he's number 1 for me. I like Gray. He's a tackle machine. I don't like Houston running the ball.
But one of the, and speaking of those football guys' stats that I mentioned, the Titans' offense is on the field so little that the other team's offense is on the field so much. And so I'm actually okay from that regard. And I'm very comfortable. And you think about it, Tennessee's been blown out in just about every game, give or take.
Yes.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration.
Nope.
And so the other team is winding down the clock. I am Cedric Gray sat out a game, didn't play the full game. He's second in the league in tackles, if I remember correctly, or third, somewhere up there. Gray is my second one on this list.
Yeah, that's. I was still going to take him second, but I don't like the matchup with Houston because of their rushing attack. However, they ran the ball a lot last week with C.J. Stroud out against Jacksonville, and actually found a little bit of success there. So I'm with you. Gray is my number 2.
Lloyd is last for me.
Lloyd's last for me. Yeah, I think I'd like Ellis over Oluokun. Just it's not by a lot.
Yeah, it's close, but Ellis is generating the periodic big play now. Oluokun had a little bit at the beginning of the year, but that's falling off.
Mm-hmm.
Ellis, they're still using him to rush the passer periodically, occasionally from the edge, which I hate, but I also saw him being blitzed from the inside as well, which I like a lot more. So it'd be Ellis third, Oluokun fourth, Lloyd would be last.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Both the Jaguars are falling off offense and defense right now.
All right, Fantasy Breakout has his next question. Nico, golly, what is it with Ricky today? Nick Cross got dropped due to his bye. Worth a pickup comparing him to Watts, Lake, and Lassiter. Shawn, I know my answer.
You're going to pick him up over Lassiter?
I absolutely am.
Yeah, I am too. The other guys are solid. Lake's been on fire. Watts has been really solid.
And they're playing him more close to the line of scrimmage as well, Watts has been. And he's been productive in that role.
Lassiter is one of my favorite corners, but not this week at all. I'm definitely taking the safety over the corner.
Yep, absolutely. So Fantasy Breakout, that's an easy one for us. Grab Cross before somebody else who's listening picks him up. Good morning to you as well, Bird. Always glad to have you, Fantasy Breakout, and all our other regulars who we really, really appreciate. If we don't say that enough, we really do appreciate all our followers and listeners. So thank you, particularly those that actively engage. And gave the scoring system, which we love. Thank you for doing that. He's asking out Logan Wilson, Greenlaw, Schlesinger, Devin White, Blake Cashman, and Nate Landman. He needs to sit 2 of these. I think Logan Wilson is the first easy sit.
Yeah. Yep. That one's easy.
Yeah. And
this next one is not.
Next one is not. Devin White, the Raiders play the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have not been a great matchup for linebacker tackles. If I'm almost certain of that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that
they're like bottom third.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the one reason I'm leaning towards pulling White. However, there's this argument about, well, what if Greenlaw only plays 60% of the snaps and Sterner plays 100%? So where we know White is going to be basically playing 100%. Showing a little bit context there, sort of. At least you're thinking with me. It's between Greenlaw and White. Do you disagree with that?
I'm right there with you. The Cashman, Landman, they're safe. Schlesinger safe. I just talked him up. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Greenlaw and White's. There's an argument that the Raiders will be so bad on offense and can't keep up that the Cowboys run away with it and just grind out the clock. Could be more tackle opportunities for White as well. I think I just talked myself into Devin White over Greenlaw.
Okay, we're going to go with the guy that we
I
feel the
think you'll
most
be
confident have
fine
the
either
most
way.
snaps. Yeah,
You're going to do good this week.
yeah. You've got a great setup there. Okay. Oh, and I just saw this. Sorry, I should have gone to the next one. Pretty sure I'm sitting Wilson, but not sure about the other one. So leaning Greenlaw until Singleton announced he's missing the game. Yeah, we're still going to go with Greenlaw sitting because we just don't know that Justin Sterner, Greenlaw, and how that's going to play out. We're not. The coaches didn't give us any indication. I did go read like things like Broncos Wire and some of these other sites last night trying to find more information. Just there was nothing out there that I could find. Okay, Bird has sit one of these, and he has a follow up to this. So let's go through this. Sit one out of Malik Mustafa, Trevor Morig, Gardner Johnson, and Hufanga. And thanks again for your insight. And he also mentions that he could pick up Xavier Watts as well. So let's throw Xavier Watts into this mix. He's got to sit one of these. So which one would you sit out of this group?
I'm bleeding.
The most risky, even though he had a great week, was Gardner Johnson because he plays that slot role. And in this Bears game against the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
The Vikings will use a decent amount of two tight ends, even though Jalen Naylor did have a good game last week. They use that T.J. Hawkinson, Josh Oliver thing. That could leave Gardner Johnson off the field. But it is the Vikings, and McCarthy's been holding the ball a lot and has been sacked a lot. So with limited playing time, he could still do fairly well. So Shawn, out of these, which one would you sit?
I'm leaning towards Trayvon Merrick, actually.
For as great as his utilization has been, his productivity has not been that great, and his efficiency has not been as great. So I think I'm right there with you that I would switch out Merrick. Now, of the three remaining, would you pick up Xavier Watts and play him over the other three?
I do like me some Xavier Watts, but if you got these other guys, I'm not worrying about him.
Yeah, if there was one, I would probably do Mustafa only because he and Jair Brown have been alternating who's been playing deeper and who's been closer to the box. There's been a little bit of alternation. And last week it was Jair Brown who played a lot more closer to the line of scrimmage. Do they flip-flop that, or does that become a trend because Jair Brown actually had his best game of the year with like 10 tackles or something like that, which maybe they leave it established that way?
It's such a weird situation. I can't believe he was not playing until Mustafa came back, and now it was such a wild transition to get there.
Yeah.
Because Brown was healthy. They're like, we're not playing you. We got Pinnock and Siegel.
Okay. Last one real quick. Would you pick up Watts and drop Merrick?
Yes, I would.
I would too. So, Bird, there's your advice, buddy, and good luck to you, and always glad to have you. Another one of our regulars, 3P1C fail. By the way, as a side note, if y'all, as y'all are still on, if y'all don't mind, type into the
epic.
comments.
That's epic fail. He's just replaced the E and the I with a 3 and a 1.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good call out. Epic fail. Now I get it. Thank you, Shawn. That's
Ricky's old. I got it.
I'm not old guy and the young guy. That's the difference. But what I was going to ask is, I'm really curious where people live and all. So, like, I'm in Austin. Shawn's in Clifton or Clinton, Tennessee? One of those
Clifton,
places.
Yeah.
Clifton.
I'm sure y'all have never heard of it.
Yeah,
it's quite small.
But love to hear where everybody's from. So, and thank you for helping with this. So now, because I was saying 3P1C fail last week and it was just terrible. Okay, epic fail says 6 points for a sack. Montez Sweat, Jared Verse, or Nick Herbig. Sweat's been on fire. As much grief as we've given him, he's getting tackles and sacks. Verse, 2 games in a row, no sacks. And earlier on, when I said Highsmith was out, I said giddy up with Nick Herbig. Which one you sitting, Shawn?
Sitting Verse.
Against that Seattle offensive line, which hasn't been giving up many sacks. Bears against the Vikings. Herbig's just been on fire, and it's against Cincinnati's O-line. Sadly, I'm saying Verse. I can't, I thought Verse was going to jump into that upper tier this year along with the Watts and the Garretts and the Parsons and all. He hasn't quite done that yet. So I look at them a little bit differently. So Sweat and Herbig are the two for both of us. Dominic, hey, good to have you, Dominic. Good morning to you. Giddy up, Nick Herbig. You got it, buddy. Absolutely. Um, and then Epic Fail, now that I know how to pronounce this, says 6 points for an interception. Cole Bishop versus Bayard versus Battle. And might I mention, Shawn Teague here on this show last week, it is hard to predict the interceptions because interceptions is so random. Called the Tua Cole Bishop interception last week. So I shouted him out on this show Tuesday night, but I want to shout him out again. So with 6 points for interception, rank these, Shawn.
Kevin Byard, interception today.
JJ McCarthy's going to throw in one.
Yep, maybe two. I'm not getting that bold yet, guys. But yeah, I do like Byard better this week. Cole Bishop's, if I'm doing just solely based off the interception, it's Byard number one, Bishop number two. Battle's actually last this week, and I'm a big Battle fan. I just don't like this matchup against the Steelers. I don't see him getting more than maybe 5 tackles, 6 tackles. I just don't think it's a good matchup for him. I don't see Battle getting an interception or anything like that.
So here's what I'd say, Epic Fail. Let us know what your tackling point system is for this because we might give you a different answer. Just based on pure interception opportunity, it is Byard, Bishop, Battle on the line. But if you add in the tackle scoring, that might definitely change our recommendation. So go ahead and type that in, and we'll revisit this one if you do. Fresh Prince, who's become a regular as well. Glad to have you, Fresh Prince. He didn't say good morning, though. Good morning, Fresh Prince. Pick 2 linebackers, but rank them all in order. 5 points per tackle, 2.5 for half assist, 10 points per sack or interception. So pretty decent scoring here. He wants us to pick 2 and rank them. He's already started Jordan Brooks. So
then you're going fantastic if you already started Brooks.
Yeah, he was at 13 tackles at halftime.
13 tackles. Yep, 13 with 7 solos at halftime. So yeah, you're doing just fine. I don't know what they're at now.
He's up to 14 midway through the third quarter as I'm doing a quick look over here. So he's not doing too bad. So you're off to a great start. Schlesinger, Bethune, Barrett with this scoring system with 5 points for a tackle. And Bethune's been, since he started, has had no less than 10 tackles in any game.
I think Carter's the odd man out here for me. I know I talked him up just a little while ago, but I like Schlesinger's upside. I like his bigger play abilities. Tackle numbers are solid.
Schlesinger's been getting this little half a sack or so here or there, which is great.
Yep. So I'm definitely taking him as probably my number 2. It's Brooks is number 1, obviously. Brooks, Schlesinger. Then I think I like Bethune a little bit over Carter.
Yeah, I like Bethune. The one thing I'm a little bit worried about Carter, and we didn't talk about it earlier, is while Carter and Knight have been getting a decent amount of playing time in the linebacker position, there's also some articles about how bad they are playing. And does Oren Burks get thrown into the middle of this and maybe one of them gets impacted? A little bit of a risk, something I'm watching for. I don't think it's a high risk, but it's a potential. And with these other options, I'd rather go with a safer Schlesinger and Bethune who are going to play. Shawn,
I think Knight would be more likely to get rotated around with Burks if something comes about like that. I know Burks is the LB3 right now on there and gets a little bit of playing time, but there for a while it was Knight that was rotating around. So Carter's probably the safest out of those two, but still.
Okay. Still last on that list.
Yeah.
Okay. And Fresh Prince is asking us to pick 2 defensive backs. And he says, thanks, gents. Keep up this amazing content. Got to check with my boys before inserting my lineup. Oh, that's cool, Fresh Prince. We appreciate that. That makes up for not saying good morning on the previous one. All right. So which of these 2 do we love? Derwin James has not been doing much for us. Cam Curl's down from the high. Hufanga's been balling, and he's been playing more close to the line of scrimmage than Brandon Jones. And I think we got to go with Tyke Smith as the first one for sure.
Yeah, Tyke Smith has been nothing but solid every week. Cam Curl's slacked off a bit.
I kind of like Hufanga against Kansas City in this.
I do too. I think it's going to be
Kansas City's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game for these two. I expect Hufanga to have a really good game, especially with Singleton out. I think he actually picks up some of these extra tackles.
Yeah. And the Kansas City offense, I have a feeling is going to be on the field for a lot of plays. The Broncos offense is going to struggle. I actually think this is going to be about a 14-point win by Kansas City. Um, I think their Broncos defense is strong. Kansas City has a great defense right now, despite the noise about Chris Jones and blah blah blah. They have a great defense, and I think as a result of that, you're going to see Denver on the field for about 53 snaps on offense, and Kansas City about 70-ish to 72. And I think that's going to lead to Hufanga having a good day. So we're going. At least I'm going Smith, Hufanga. James is last on this list for me right now.
I don't have James last. I actually have James closer to Hufanga on this.
You know
I'm,
what? You're right. I'll go James over Curl as well, but it's still Smith,
yeah,
Hufanga, James, and Curl. That's our order for this week.
I think you'll be fine no matter who you start. Curl's definitely last. I'll go slightly Hufanga over James this week, just because I think Jacksonville just won't be on the field enough.
Yeah, Jacksonville's offense is just really struggling.
They need a
And it was
quarterback.
reported that, yeah, they need a new quarterback. They're going to, them and Miami and Arizona are going to have some interesting choices at quarterback when we get to the offseason here. Fantasy Sports, good morning to you as well, sir. Which linebacker should I bench? Boy, you know what? People have been listening to us because they've got some loaded teams, man. So they've been listening, following us, and picking up all these players. So thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Y'all making us feel good this morning. And it's not just what I have in my Yeti this morning, as a side note. But anyway, which one of these four we're going to put on the bench out of Landman, Campbell, and Devin White?
Well, there's Devin White on there twice, so I guess I'll bench one of those.
Oh, you and it's not Derek White who plays for the Celtics, so we know that.
Right. I think I really will bench White over Landman and Campbell.
Yeah, I think that's the one as well. We hit on that in the Cowboys Raiders game a little bit earlier. Campbell against Philadelphia. Although Philadelphia doesn't give up a ton of points to linebackers, that is a risk with Campbell. So I do want to call that out. But at 100% of the snaps and the way he's been playing, it's hard to bench. White is probably the riskiest of
Campbell
these.
could get a sack, actually, just because of the way Hurts runs the ball. And if he tackles him just short of the line of scrimmage, it's a sack. So, or runs him out of bounds, whatever.
All right. Good luck, Fantasy Sports. Harry says start Iman Worry over and Tyke over Winfield, Gardner Johnson in battle. That's an interesting one. So he's starting. We got to pick two out of this list. I think Tyke is a yes for sure.
Yeah, I'll start. Gardner Johnson's the only one I'm thinking about starting over Amenwari.
Yeah, Winfield's probably fifth on the list for me. I'm also worried about Battle getting benched too as a side.
That's another thing. I don't like the matchup, and I really want to see how this game plays out because as bad as they were trashed the week before the bye and everything, that's something I'm concerned about as well. But who are they going to turn to?
PJ Jules, the undrafted free agent, or Tyson Anderson.
Tyson
I'm worried
Anderson
about Battle,
is somebody
so-
I'd like to see out there. I would like to see
Yeah.
some Tyson Anderson, but
So
yeah,
Battle's last for sure.
Yeah,
And then I have Winfield right above that fourth.
yep.
Iman Worry had a monster game last week.
But there was
So
no
did Gardner
Ernest Jones there either.
This is true.
Um,
But there's a risk, because remember, now granted it was first week, Gardner Johnson only played 59%. Then last week he played, it was around 90%.
right.
The question is, if the Vikings do enough two tight end stuff, does that have Gardner Johnson off the field?
You're looking for a sack with Gardner Johnson. That's going to be the saving grace of this. And Amenwari is more the tackle guy, so he's safer, I think.
I'm going Tyke and Iman Worry.
Yeah.
But look, Iman Worry can get a sack as well. He can also get an interception.
Yeah, I'm sticking with those two.
All right. Well, we've reached consensus, Harry. We don't always do that, but we've been consensus so far today. Now he's also asking, hold all of the three on the bench or drop any for Mustafa or Stone. I think I'm dropping Battle for Mustafa. You're not.
I'm not yet. I'm not
You
yet.
want to see how this week plays out.
I do want to see how this one plays out because I do have concerns as well. I'm not picking up Stone at all,
Right.
but Mustafa would be the choice if I was picking somebody up.
I think I agree with you. The more I think about it, I'd like to see how this week plays out. I'm telling you, there's nothing in my Yeti. At least nobody wants to believe that, but there's nothing in my Yeti. Yeah.
Your word against our thoughts.
Luckily, I don't think we're recording this one. It's just because of the live stream, but I'm sure we could go back and play it. But anyway, I think I'd like to wait a week as well and see the Mustafa versus Jair Brown deputization. Does it flip flop again? And then does Battle get benched or not, and how he does? So let's wait one more week on that. Fantasy breakout, half point PPR, pick a wide receiver, two, and a flex. Dobbs, Jennings, Tet McMillan, or Pearsall. For the flex, also in consideration, Swift and Vidal. So let's start at the wide receiver position. I saw a stat. I try and do research, folks, on this stuff to help you all out. That Ricky Pearsall's target numbers are significantly down with Juwan Jennings plays. They're significantly down when Kittle plays. Both Jennings and Kittle are supposed to play. So as much as I love Ricky Pearsall, if you believe that stat trend, and that was with Purdy, by the way, if you believe that stat trend, he will be third on the pecking order. Tet McMillan has a quarterback who averaged like 5 yards per attempt last week against the Saints, might I add. Dobbs is supposed to be healthy and playing. So Juwan Jennings is my number one on this list. So that's the easy one. So the question is who you have for your number two, and we'll see if we can sense on it, Shawn.
Dobbs. I don't like the matchup for Tet. The Panthers are heavy on the ground game right now. They blew out the Falcons the last time they played, so I'm expecting the Falcons to be a little more motivated here as well. I think it's more of it's going to be a low-scoring game. That's what I'm thinking. Or the Falcons are going to blow out the Panthers this week with Robinson and Algier. But I want Dobbs and Jennings over the other two.
Yeah. In recalling, I was looking at different rankings last night as well as I was preparing, and most had McMillan over Dobbs. Dobbs only has one touchdown all year, too. So Pearsall, unfortunately, his last, particularly with his first game back coming from the knee injury as well, you wonder what snap counts. Supposedly he's not going to be limited. So it's Jennings and then it's McMillan and Dobbs. We're going to split on this one, Fantasy Breakout. I am going to go with McMillan, even though I was making fun of Bryce Young earlier. But in both cases, I'm not expecting more than 8 or 9 points. And then I'm going with McMillan only because I think he has a slightly better chance of a touchdown than Dobbs, but not much. And Dobbs, there might be some regression. He's overdue and he gets the touchdown. So we're splitting on this one. Jordan Love hasn't exactly been lining up either, but if you have confidence in Bryce Young, go with Tet McMillan. If you have no confidence in Bryce Young, go with Romeo Dobbs. That's how we'll wrap that up. Okay. All right, Skywalker. Welcome, Skywalker. And Skywalker says, start Cooper DeJean over with a spoon.
Yes.
Yes, because he's playing more in the slot. Second question, drop any for this week or rest of the season for Wright, the cornerback out of Chicago, Nation Wright, or Jerrion Jones. Jordan Lewis was not put on injured reserve, so Jerrion Jones
It's temporary.
is a temporary thing. So for rest of the season, it's hard to get on that bandwagon. If they, it's Jones's neck, but at the same time, they didn't put him on injured reserve for the second week in a row. So I wouldn't go for Jones. Nation Wright is this year's Jalen Jones from the Colts in that he's bad, but he's all they got. The other thing, though, is Jalen Johnson. It just hit me. Jalen Johnson, his 21-day window to be activated has now been started up. They didn't activate him for this game, but that means he'll be back in the next week or two, which means he'll probably be starting across from Stevenson. and Wright will go to the bench. Do you agree with that, Shawn?
Yeah, Stevenson and Jones or Johnson are the top guys there. But at the same time, I've picked up Wright in a lot of leagues, and I've been using him. He's a no brainer. I just start him, and he gets me the tackles. He gets occasional forced fumble. I actually have no problem picking him up over Witherspoon.
That's good. That was going to be my next question. You beat me to it. But if he does it, there's a chance he loses Witherspoon for the rest of the year. But based on the
That's fine. I'll
Witherspoon,
just pick up the next guy that's on a hot streak. That's getting targeted. That's I'll take that chance on the corner. Yeah, Bright's getting it done for me though, and I'll take him over Witherspoon.
you starting right over DeGene this week?
No, absolutely
Just
not.
wanted to push test the envelope on that one. Okay. Only Jock in the Village says, "Whoa, guan, men." I'm not sure what that means. Can you translate that? Guan did he mean say good morning, men?
Sure.
Yeah, let's roll with that. He might have something in his Yeti. Okay. Pick one as my linebacker four. His linebacker four are D Winters, Barrett Carter, Overshown, or Shaq Thompson, Logan Wilson, or Bertrand. No, no, no on the wire.
This is a. Well, I'm only picking one of these. This is his LB4.
Yeah, I think I'm going Barrett Carter on this. Only Jock in the Village has clearly been following us this year.
I don't hate D Winters either. That's where I'm at with D Winters and Carter.
Yeah, Overshown we expect to be on a snap count. Only Jock in the Village. That's why we're not playing him this week.
Jamaican, I believe he said.
Jamaican. Oh, oh, okay, got it. So you're leaning Winters or Carter? I'm still going with Carter.
I'm taking Winters this week
You're taking Winters this week.
over Carter. I don't have a really good explanation or reasoning. I can't really back it up. It's more of a gut feeling. So, but Carter's going to be just fine. I do
Particularly
have,
if this is your linebacker four.
yeah,
If this is linebacker four, he's probably got a bunch of studs. And so I'd rather almost go Winters is more boom or bust, I think, whereas Carter will be more steady. And as a linebacker four, I think I'd just rather the steady because he's probably got a bunch of studs ahead of him if Carter's is number four. So that's why I'm with Carter.
yeah, either one of those. You're not going to do bad with Carter either. I just, for whatever reason, I have a feeling about Winters this week. I'm going to write this down.
All right, you're writing that one down. Okay. But we will talk about that on the show Tuesday or next Sunday.
We'll see how it goes for me. I won't bring it up if I lost.
Skywalker's asking a very fair question. How do things shake out in Chicago once Kyler Gordon returns?
He lost his job, as far as I'm concerned. He
Yeah,
hasn't been there all season. He wasn't producing in the few games he was playing in, or game, whatever that was.
He did have one good game, and then he got hurt in the second one again.
Yeah, it's Gardner Johnson. I think is pretty much taking the job for him this year.
Yeah. By the way, Jordan Brooks is up to 16 tackles in this game for whoever earlier had Brooks as his number one.
He was the leading tackler coming in, and it's not changing today.
Yeah. And the thing with Gardner and versus Gardner Johnson, Gardner Johnson played for Dennis Allen. They went out and sought to sign him. Dennis Allen knows him, knows the head case that he is, but knows how to utilize him as well. Gardner can't stay on the field healthy. Yeah. So I have to assume that Gardner Johnson is going to keep that role. But Gardner Johnson has been a little bit more injury prone as well. So don't be surprised if Gardner Johnson gets hurt and Gardner comes back in the role. But as of now, it's Gardner Johnson, in my opinion, and Shawn's opinion as well. Okay, so I don't know how to pair Cacpy. Thank you. Is it cat? It's not cake. It's Cacpy. Per Cacpy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I got to thank you, Per Cacpy, because I know I've been butchering it and saying that every week. So thanks for helping me out here. And I'll probably put it next week again, so I'll get it for sure next week.
Yeah, I can't help you out on this one. I think it's Polish, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Jeff Simmons, Rashawn Gary, Nick Skirt, and Jalen Carter. He's looking for tackles.
Tackles.
That leaves because Carter really hasn't been doing much.
Yeah, Carter's different. He's an NFL player, not a fantasy stud.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm leaning Jeff Simmons on this list for tackles, assuming
I
he's active,
yeah
which he's supposed to be.
yeah I'll take Simmons as well. That's his forte, and he has the sack upside over these guys, I think, as well. Well, Rashawn Gary is just really soured on me. So
And the interior of the Texans line, while the Texans I mentioned on the show, I saw a few more times when they were starting to use a sixth offensive lineman to help out. That helps more. The edges, not necessarily in the middle, and the middle has been struggling. And I'm just doing a quick check here. Brian Thomas is inactive, as it turns out. I'm trying to see to make sure Titans. Um, I'm not seeing them yet. Come on, hurry up, guys. Get the info out. Let me check one other site real quick, and because it's important for this question, folks. Appreciate your patience as we try and do this quick check. Titans.
I don't see anything yet. I'm taking Simmons if he's healthy. If not, you going Scorden?
Yes, Scorton would actually be my number two over Gary because
Yeah,
if
I am too. I'm right there with you. Gary is sack or
Jeff,
bust.
Jeffrey Simmons and Arden Key are both active, so I think we're going with Simmons on this one.
Yep.
Fantasy Sports is saying I lost D Buckner. Yeah, it sucks, man. I lost him too. You picked up Daniil Hunter. He has a great pickup that he was available for you. So he's got the Hunter and Anderson tandem. Continues the ones from the same team are
Against Tennessee, yeah.
drop Daniil Hunter for Grenard or Alex Highsmith. The problem is Grenard
They're
or
both
Alex
outs.
both out this week, so
Yeah.
you can't play either one of those. And with that, and it is the Tennessee Titans. Matchups go.
Stick with Hunter and Anderson. I know Hunter was on a dry spell there, but Ricky was saying that his research showed that he actually had really good pass rush metrics. They just wasn't hitting home. So hopefully he's awakened and will take you to the playoffs now. I'll stick with those two.
Okay, and only Jock in the Village has one more question here. Same score and rest of the season. Will McDonald got E-I-E-I-O. McDonald was going, oh, McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-O. Shout out to John Macri. We do like John as well.
Yep.
So,
Good dude.
Will McDonald, Tui, Peloto, or Latu? Who do you like the rest of the year?
I like
It is clearly boomer bust. And he showed that this past Thursday night by not doing much.
I like Latu the most consistent of these two. Tuli's kind of coming up. McDonald, it's 4 sacks or nothing, and I don't want nothing 3 weeks. So he's actually last on the list for me.
Latu, Tuli, and Will McDonald. That is the order. BJ. Hi, BJ. Also appreciate you being on the YouTube channel as well. Glad you're enjoying our advice. Really appreciate it, BJ. Currently playing Landman, Bethune, Winters, Drake Thomas, Barrett Carter as his linebackers and flex. Should he consider, so we have our first Simon one from Arizona or Teddy Buchanan as alternatives?
I wouldn't mind putting Simon in over Thomas this week.
I wouldn't mind putting either one of them over Thomas because of the uncertainty, because of with Jones coming back and what could happen between Knight and Thomas. I'd rather go the safer route. Simon, now Buchanan's snap count has come way down since they've been playing the 3 safeties since they acquired Aloy Gilman, but he's been pretty efficient in his tackling during that time. Simon played 100% of the snaps last week, but only had 6 tackles. So you're still Simon over Drake Thomas?
Yeah, this week.
This week.
Yeah.
Buchanan in that matchup of Baltimore versus the Browns.
It could be a heavy tackle day for him. It also could be they're just not on the field a lot.
That is a risk that Baltimore could just be manhandling the clock and would.
That's another game that's 22-mile-an-hour winds with chance of rain.
Yeah. So we're gonna go Cody Simon over Drake Thomas on this one. Okay. J.K. Kelly, welcome back, J.K. Don't get to see you every week, but glad to have you. And he's saying start one defensive back out of Medalist, Hooker, or Tyson Campbell. Medalist has been letting several people down. You're not alone with that. Hooker is only playing about 85 to 90% of snaps. I still expect a rotation, even though I saw just now that Xavier Woods is out and they did release Quandre Diggs. But I still expect a rotation because they activated Mike Brown from the injured reserve list, who was getting playing time last year. So I have a feeling it's still going to be this ugly Hooker, Winston, and Brown rotation now. Though I think Hooker will still get the most snaps. So with all that being said, Shawn, and I tried to stall to give you a chance to think about this in this Vikings matchup against the Bears, I'm still going medalist on this one.
Yeah, Bob Mine was made up from the very beginning. It was Metellus. I was trying to figure out if it was Malik Hooker coming back. It doesn't change anything for me if it does. It's still Metellus. Campbell, I don't trust any corner going against Baltimore. I'm not doing that. So, yeah, give me a Metellus.
And as a side note, if it is Malik Hooker, as of he was expected to be activated from the IR, that hasn't happened yet, and he plays on Monday night. That would be quite a risk to take as well. And J.K. Kelly has one more for us: Kyron Williams III or Kareem Hunt. I know people are a little bit nervous because Williams has been platooning some with Blake Corum, but he's still getting line share. He seems to be getting all the touchdowns. Hunt is truly touchdown dependent. I've got to go with Williams on this one.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Williams. Yeah, I don't know where everybody hates him. He's nothing but solid. Nothing but solid.
Well, there has been a lot of throws to the end zone for Devontae Adams when they get close. Although Kyron Williams
hurt right now.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of back
issue. It's Kenneth Walker, not Kyron Williams.
Oh, it's Kenneth Walker III. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Kenneth Walker III versus Kareem Hunt. We know Kenneth Walker and the Seahawks are allergic to the end zone.
Give me Hunt then. I'll take Hunt over Walker. Just on the fact that he may get shoved into the end zone by his offensive line.
Yeah, I don't think he can give you much upside.
You can't play Walker right now. You can't. He's not doing enough. He's not getting the touchdowns.
And the Rams defense has been no slouch as well. So I'm with you. I'm going Kareem Hunt and hoping for a touchdown on that one. Okay, thanks for clarifying. And Shawn, thank you for continuing to look down as I go one by one here. So the next one, BJ says, how risky is Benito against the Chiefs? Very. Play Leonard Williams alternatively. If you need upside, I'm still going to go with Williams. If you're looking for a floor, with Benito. If you're looking for a floor, I'm going Williams.
I'm still playing Benito just because he can turn it on. And, it's not like the Chiefs can't be sacked. Yeah, I'm still taking Benito. It is risky, but Leonard Williams is a risk in itself as well.
Yeah, Leonard Williams isn't having quite the year he had last year. He's been solid. Well, solid. Last year he had a lot of big plays at the end of last year. Okay, BJ has one more question for us. Ty Okada or Malik Mustafa? Okada's been playing about 80% of the snaps deep, but he has been fairly effective in most games doing that.
Yeah. I'll take Mustafa this week. I think with Ernest Jones coming back, and Worry being there too, I think they've finally got this rotation figured out. I think Okada will be all right. He'll be solid, but I think Mustafa might give you a little extra pep this week.
Okay, we're going to both go with Mustafa on that one as well. Rugaru, my man from Louisiana. Who dat? The Saints actually won a game. LSU won a game. The Tulane uniforms were fire.
Saints ain't losing this week either.
That's right. The Saints are not gonna break that winning streak this week. That's a great call out, Shawn. That's why you're the man. Hey, Frank Wilson won the game too. Happy for Frank Wilson as well, Rugaru. No Highsmith is Herbig a smash play. So you may have joined a
Yes.
little bit late, but yeah, we were like giddy up on some Nick Herbig this week.
Yep.
Absolutely put that rascal in there. And he's also asking, no Torrey Horton play Shaheed? Shawn, I'll let you answer this one first.
I'd give it a shot if you got to have somebody. The big plays there, I don't expect him just to blow up right away, but yeah, I'd give him a shot.
All right. I'm comfortable playing Shaheed too. I think they picked him up for a reason. They didn't pick him up to wait till the playoffs. They actually used him on a couple of runs and a pass. It was just Darnold only threw 12 passes all week before he left the game because of all those defensive touchdowns and stuff, and he was 10 of 12 on that. So I expect Shaheed. They've had another week of practice together. I'm very comfortable playing Shaheed. Rougarou has a defensive question here. Big three on sleeper. Winners, Herbig, or Simon. He needs two.
Winners and Herbig for me.
Winners and Herbig for me as well. I'm right there with you. All right, Jason, who's become a regular for us, and glad to start having you join in, Jason. Pretty sure that's you whose comments I've been seeing on YouTube, and I appreciate those comments on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you, Jason, very much, man. Dropped Keon Coleman, who is inactive and a bust. By the way, I picked up Gabe Davis in 2 leagues, and then in one of those 2, I also picked up Josh Palmer because I think the Bills know they have to fix their passing game. They're going to make a bunch of changes. Both those guys have a chance. So if you're looking at your waiver wires, you got someone on the bench you're not feeling great about, go grab Palmer or Davis. And I'd be leaning towards Davis because remember, now granted he's a little bit boom or bust with Buffalo, but his boom games are fantastic. He's supposedly healthy. He's only 26 years old. So he's back in a system that loves him with a quarterback that loves him. Tangent done. Okay, he dropped him for Cody Simon. Good move. What do y'all think about Simon for the next 4 games? Love the show. Keep up the great work.
I don't expect him just to blow up like Barrett Carter or Schlesinger or anybody like that. I think he'll be solid, but that's all Mac Wilson was. It's just the way that system works. Kaiser White wasn't anything incredible. He was solid. So I think he can just put up solid numbers, but I'm not expecting any big plays or anything.
Yeah, so you're looking at 7 tackles a week, maybe on average.
Yeah. I think it's just the way that system is built.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. And the thing is, while they gave him the green dot and he is younger, at the same time, there's no guarantee he necessarily keeps it over Akeem Davis-Gaither if he struggles. I mean, there was a reason they went out and signed Akeem Davis-Gaither before the year started. They didn't have a ton of confidence necessarily in Simon as a rookie. So, look, things are hot for the Cardinals in terms of the coaching staff. And if they think flipping things around to help out by putting ADG in the green dot role would help and him playing more snaps, that could happen. So feel good but not great about him, Jason, is how we'd wrap that up. Holy cow, it's 2 minutes before the top of the hour. And we got a bunch more questions. We're not going to maybe get to these all. Okay. Boom. Rapid fire, Shawn, you ready?
Yep.
Bruce Warren. Bruce has been fairly new, but he's been coming and joining us. Bruce says, Iman Wari or Jalen Ramsey at defensive back?
Emin Wari.
Emin Wari it is. I agree with you. Pick one out of Bernard, Dennis, or Edge Cooper.
Not Bernard.
Number 51 linebacker for the year.
I don't know what this Giant team is going to look like. New coordinator or new coach, new quarterback. Dennis? I might take Dennis over Cooper this week.
Oh, I'm going to split it. I think
Go Cooper.
Cooper's going to get some sort of big play against Winston. I don't know if he's going to get a sack and intercept. He's going to get something. So I'm going Cooper over Dennis. Sorry, JK, we're splitting it on you. Red herring. Do I pull Barrett Carter from the taxi this week, starting Schlesinger, Teddy, Drake Thomas, and Landman with Jamar Connor in the flex?
Yeah, you're going to put him over Thomas?
You can't put him back. I'm pulling him up and I'm putting him in over Thomas, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
Ru has some one here. 1 point PPR. Tet Wandale, Sutton, Mike Wilson need 3. course, Michael Wilson is, quote, the number one wide receiver in Arizona with Marvin Harrison being gone. Sutton has struggled. All right, which one are you dropping, Shawn? Or not
Tet.
playing, I should say.
Tet.
Wow.
49ers are banged up at corner. I don't know if Lenore is playing this week. He got injured. He injured his calf during practice, so I think he's out. And Brissett can throw the ball. He's usually fairly careful.
Yeah.
He likes Wilson already. Sutton, I expect this. They're going to have to throw against the Chiefs, I think. And then Wandell with Jameis Winston, who's definitely going to throw the ball. It's got to go somewhere.
So I think you're right. Let's take out Tet. Okay. Good luck, Rugaroo. Red Herring is asking if I can get the thing to click here. There we go. Tyrese Knight and Lloyd are also available. DeMario and Pratt on bye, slightly weighted to big plays. I'm not changing the other one for either one of those two.
No.
Okay. J.K. Kelly, do I dare bench Lamar or Mahomes to start Stafford? I would be trying to trade. I would be trying to trade one of these three.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's called Superflex, so he's just in great shape on Superflex.
As long as you can live with one of them blowing up on your bench, yeah. I'm not.
I would play Stafford over Mahomes.
Wow.
No, yeah, I am. I'm playing Stafford over Mahomes.
I'm not this week. Not this week. Not against Seahawks. I'm not playing Stafford. I'm trading Stafford if I can.
Mahomes against Denver, by the way.
That's no Surtain. Okay. No.
Fair enough. So we're split on that one.
We already did this one.
Yeah, we already did this one. And by the way, as a side note, usually the right answer is start your studs. So that would say start Lamar and Mahomes. Fantasy sports and PPR, pick one to start. Shakir, Josh Palmer, Wandale, Tej, Jacoby Myers, or Shaheed. I'm not trusting
Wandale for me.
Yeah. Wandale or Tez. Wandale with, I think they're going to have to throw a lot, and we know that Jameis is going to throw it. And I don't think they're going to bench him for Russell Wilson. The only way Wilson gets in there is if he gets hurt. So I think Winston's going to throw it 40 times today. John Wasco. Hey, John. Good to have you. Start three. Chin, Hooker, Medalist, Morig, or Mustafa. We've talked about a lot of these guys today. I think it's Hooker is out.
And Merrick is out.
Okay, we're going to trust in Medalist as a comeback game. Abreu 68. I think this is new. Welcome, Abreu 68. Pick one out of Parker Washington, Troy Franklin, Xavier Worthy, or Tez Johnson.
Franklin. It's him or Parker. I don't think I want Tez this week.
It's one of the first two. I'm not taking a chance on Tez. I know he's had several touchdowns, and Worthy has taken the back seat. I'm leaning Washington on this one over Franklin.
I get it. It's probably a better matchup with Franklin going against Kansas City. It will be tougher, but I think they'll have to throw.
And Parker is the only one apparently Trevor Lawrence can throw the ball to.
He has no chemistry with anybody. Lawrence is terrible.
Exactly. Buffalo, KC, Cleveland, or Chicago defense. Pick one.
Kansas City, I think, will do the best of these. I don't trust Cleveland against Baltimore fully. Chicago is playing against Minnesota. I don't think I like that all the way. Buffalo could have a sneaky good game with the weather, but I think Kansas City will probably get some sacks, possibly a couple turnovers. I think I like them slightly over the rest.
I see why you're struggling with this one. I'm going to trust Kansas City as well. I think Bo Nix is in trouble this week. That's part of the reason I didn't pick Sutton on that other question as well. Okay, RJ Harvey or Rashad White?
Harvey.
White has been struggling. He has not been very effective, and I expect more Sean Tucker this week. Okay, John is in Florida. Thanks for letting us know. Rugaroo is in Metairie. Living in Denver. Is there a reason you're living in Denver, Rugaroo? You have to let us know that week. Bruce is in Nova Scotia. That is cool. I can't believe I did that with my guru. Um, Sherm, Kalamazoo. Wow, Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's fantastic. I'm glad I asked for these where people are. This is fantastic. 4 points per tackle and 10 points for a sack. Devin White, Demetrius Knight, Aziz Al Shahir, Logan Wilson, D. Winters, Dayon Henley. He needs linebackers, 4 points per tackle. We don't know how many. All right, let's try and quickly rank these. Who's easily on the bottom? Logan Wilson's easily on the bottom.
Logan Wilson's on the bottom.
Demetrius Knight probably would you have him next to the bottom?
Yeah. Aziz is right there with him, though.
So you probably have Winters and Henley at the top. Winters, Henley, and
White. Henley, Winters, White, all three of them over the others.
Yep, that's where I am as well. Good luck, Sherman. Thanks for joining us, man. Back to Bruce's question. In a tackle-heavy league, I want Iman Wari even more.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Sherm was asking pick 4 of the 6, so we did kind of pick 4 of the 6 by the order we did. So we did White, Aziz, D. Winters, and Henley. There you go, Sherm. Edward, how you doing, man? And I tried not to pound the table this week. If I did, I apologize. He traded Pittman Gray for Jamar Chase, Devin Lloyd. Should I start Lloyd over Bethune or Peyton Wilson?
You're not starting Lloyd. I'll take Bethune.
Bethune, yes. We start Lloyd over Peyton Wilson.
No. I'm still going to start Wilson over Lloyd.
Peyton Wilson's been very efficient. I'm with you there, too. Lloyd is third on that list for me. Leslie George. Leslie's new. Welcome, Leslie. And there we go. All of a sudden, my clicker's not working. Too soon to start Overshown? Yes, too soon to start.
Give him a week here.
They're going to put. They talked about him being on a snap count, Leslie. If you missed earlier in the show, so definitely. Rick's Ruger saying, "I'm scared of Nick's giving me another dud. I want to play Jameis instead."
Let it fly.
I would be actually very comfortable doing that. And in fact, the only way I wouldn't is if you have significant negative points for interceptions, like a -2 or even a -3 for interceptions like that, because Jameis will throw 2 or 3. Juan says, I started Debo by accident, but hey, don't complain. He was at 5 for 49 and a touchdown last I looked, because so he's doing all right for you. But who else in his other spots? Devontae Adams. Yes, I'm playing Devontae Adams, even though he's questionable. He's expected to play. Parker Washington, Quentin Johnston, Addison Myers, Tez Johnson, Hollywood Brown.
Addison? I think we'll get a few shots here.
Man, I don't know if I'm trusting J.J. McCarthy that much. I think they're Justin Jefferson he's going to be the squeaky wheel this week. I'm a little bit nervous about that. So he needs 3. So I am going Adams. I'm actually good with Johnston. I'm actually good with his first 3: Adams, Johnston, and Parker Washington. Shawn?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Okay.
I like that.
And I would do that over Charbonnet for the flex spot. So there you go, Juan. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry real quick to try and get to as many as we can. We're going to have to go in a couple of minutes, folks. Come on. Leslie, try to get to you. Sorry. Overshown or Devin Smith at outside linebacker? Devin Smith.
It's Devin White. I don't know who Smith is.
Or maybe Devin Lloyd?
I'm not ready to...
Devin Lloyd, we got to play either one over Overshown. Yeah. Overshown's just not going to get enough snaps, Leslie. That's our concern for this week. Caillou Blue is projected at 0 points. Hey, Jason, the problem with Caillou Blue is 2 weeks ago, he played 0% of the snaps, and Darian Porter played 100%. This past week, he played 56% of the snaps. Porter played 44% of the snaps. Blue Kelly happened to get 2 interceptions, which blew his probably points total up. We have no idea what that rotation is going to be. It's too risky to play Caillou Blue Kelly. particularly in 50-50 split, and certainly counting on him for get one, let alone two interceptions is too risky. Agree, Shawn?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sorry, Ruger made me laugh on the next one that's coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I was looking at that too. That was, I like it.
Marcus is saying, "Good morning, IDP sirs. Need to Herbig, Gary, Leonard Williams, and there's his scoring system." He says, "Thank you very much."
Herbig's the easy one, and I'll take Leonard Williams over Gary just based on the sacks not being that much higher.
Yep, Gary's done nothing the last 2 weeks basically. Rugaroo says Cody Farton Barton or Demetrius Flanagan Fouls.
I'll take Flanagan Fouls this week. I'll take just about anybody over Cody Barton.
You know what? Cody Barton's going to get a freaking interception off of Winston.
No, he's not.
Oh, no, that's wrong. Wrong team. No, that's right. They're playing the Texans. My bad.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to go Flanagan Fouls to get 7 tackles. Barton will get 6 tackles. I think it's going to be close. I don't think you're going to miss much either way, Rugaroo. Fantasy sports meant to say B Carter, bench one, Carter or White. Which one you benching for this week?
I'll bench White, I think.
I think I'm going to bench White too and keep playing Carter. Rugaroo, Herbig or Verse?
Herbig.
Herbig as well. I agree. Nissan Rob. He's saying I would not bench Barrett Carter. We agree with that one on that previous question. Red Herring back. I tell you what, Red Herring, because we're almost out of time, bring this one back next week or put it on the YouTube channel and we'll give you feedback there, okay? On the IDP Athletic channel on Tuesday from the show that comes out this coming Tuesday night. We'll let you know on that one. Wandier, welcome, Wandier. Star 2, Echan Swift or Quentin Judkins. He put Devontae Judkins, but I believe he means Quentin. I'm going Judkins, I think.
You're going who?
Judkins and Swift.
That's the 2 you're picking?
Yes. Echan against the Chargers, not feeling great about. The Chargers offense the defense has been on the field so little because their offense is controlling the ball so much. That's what's part of been killing what Henley's stats are. And that's why, and the Jags offense has been suffering. So that is my tiebreaker.
I'm a little worried about Swift and his recent timeshare issues. But Judkins the clear number 1 here for me. I'll go with you based on that. They do have a stout line.
Bruce is from Jamaica. That's awesome. From Wagwan, that's awesome. Glad to know that, Bruce. All right. MDH, filling my D spot in tackle heavy league. Morrig or Dean?
Dean. It's not great, but neither is Merrig.
Yeah, I was trying to look ahead for a second. We're stashing Kyler Gordon and IR in 2 cornerback leagues. I was if you have
the room, yeah. But if you have to get rid of somebody else, no.
Exactly right. I'm 100% with you there. Only jock in the village. First 3 linebackers are Devin White, Jamie Sherwood, and Nate. Oh yeah, you're in really good shape. You'll be fine. You'll be a-okay and particularly with Carter as the 4th one, which is I believe that was the same question. Herbig or Josh Hines Allen, and he's probably asking because of the Jags matchup, which could against the Chargers offensive line.
I'm taking Herbig. Josh Hines Allen is so boomer bust with the sacks. Give me Herbig. He's got the best pass rush win rate in the whole league. So
yeah,
Herbig.
I'm with him as well. Trayvon Walker or Jadeveon Clowney, who has been very productive and is going against that Raiders O-line. And Trayvon Walker, who's going against, as we're talking about this, beat-up Chargers offensive tackles, who's been doing about the same as Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah, what was the other option?
Clowney or Trayvon Walker?
I'll still take Walker.
All right. With that, folks, that brings our show to an end. We won't be able to run this long in the future, so we have to either get less winded or get your questions in early, one of the 2. Reminder, Tuesday night, Shawn will be there, and we'll be recording our IDP Plus Advice show that will release 5:30 Central Time on Wednesday morning. So be on the lookout for that with our snap counts, positional alignment, injuries, et cetera, that we'll be talking about. With that, that wraps up our Week 11 show. Give me a follow at RickyRod66 and Shawn at 8386. Thumbs up are also appreciated, and please subscribe to the channel. And we will be back here again next Sunday morning. So on behalf of Shawn Teague, this is Ricky Rodrigue wishing you, your family, and your friends great health and happiness. Be kind to one another, and good luck in Week 11.